Yes. So as you know, everybody's going to get 5 minutes sharp, and then we get 5 minutes for a Q&A. And that's your opportunity to make these guys sweat. And I encourage you to do so. Yeah. Okay, Master, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so my computer is not being too friendly tonight, so I'm gonna have to work like this. So, well, in a couple of words, first of all, who we are. MailUp is an email marketing company. We started several years ago in Italy, out of Milan, Italy. That's where I was born. And so the company is doing great, one of the largest email marketing companies in Europe. This year, for example, we're going to send around 18 billion emails. And things are going great. So a couple of years ago, we thought, well, time to expand internationally. And we had this grand idea of let's go to San Francisco and get our ass kicked. So that's what we're here to do. So basically, the reason why I'm here is to try to begin to answer the question that most of you probably have, which is, why the hell do you even exist? There's MailChimp, there's Constant Contact, there's tons of email marketing systems out there. And then tier 1, there's Exact Target Responses that went out public last year. So we kind of see ourselves in between. In fact, here in the US, we see a lot of customers that are upgrading to us from MailChimp, Constant Contact, and things like that. So I'm going to try to show you a couple of things that maybe give you an idea of why that is, and then I'm sure there will be questions. So one thing that I wanted to show you to start is a feature that we like, and hopefully the technology collaborates, that's called dynamic content. So the idea that you can take a message and change the content of that message based on who the recipient is. And it looks like it's not collaborating. So basically the way it works is that you can create instances of content like blocks of HTML or images, etc., and tie them to conditions and have those conditions, when those conditions apply, then the content gets thrown into the message. So for example, here you can see some of the conditions that we created. It's what we call filters. And so here, for example, I could say, okay, I want customers that have purchased over $200 over the last 12 months. And to those customers, I'm going to include in my email a coupon that's different from what somebody else might see. And this, of course, can be anything. For example, a customer might be already a customer or not. They might have logged into your application or not in the last 90 days. The sky is the limit. So the concept is that in MailUp, you have a bunch of data that you get into the application, and then you can create these conditions. Let me see if I can get something going here. So the way it works, let me show you one of these filters. So you can tie together multiple different conditions with and or statements. And that's the kind of thing that you really cannot do in MailChimp, Constant Contact, et cetera. You would need an application that's much more sophisticated and normally costs a whole lot more. So, okay, now it's not working. So that's the way you would do it. You would pick a field and say, okay, this field contains the total purchased over the last 12 months. And I'm going to use that field to compare it to something else and create a condition. Now, so one of the areas that, of course, you can really leverage this is e-commerce. So that's one of the areas where we really focus and we see clients do fantastic things in. So e-commerce, meaning post-purchase campaigns and re-engagement campaigns and all that kind of stuff. It has a tremendous impact on sales when you use email marketing with e-commerce done the right way. So one of the things that we've done recently is create a Magento extension. It's free on Magento Connect. If any of you is in e-commerce, you probably know Magento is one of the largest e-commerce platforms out there. We also integrate with Shopify and a few others. But so in Magento, what you can do is tell Magento to sync up a bunch of information, a bunch of fields from the Magento platform to MailUp. So you map the fields, and then the mic. All right, there you go. Hey, you guys are playing tricks on me, huh? So you sync up, you set up your e-commerce store to transfer data to MailUp on a regular basis.
And of course, when the data is in your email marketing system, then the sky is the limit. So you could send all kinds of campaigns. For example, you could say, okay, you've purchased from me this amount in your life as a customer, but you have not purchased from me in the last 6 months. So I'm going to try to re-engage you and send you a coupon and try to see if I can get some additional sales out of you. So the other thing that you can do in Magento is to segment customers based on a number of pieces of information that you have in your e-commerce platform. And we're going to work on other integrations with other e-commerce platforms. Get this stuff over into MailUp and with one click, literally, and then run some targeted marketing campaigns. And then last thing, because I'm out of time, is in MailUp, you can also use the system as an SMTP relay. This is kind of techie stuff, but basically to send transactional emails or even company emails. A lot of times now you use SendGrid or that kind of thing. So in MailUp, you have both things under the same roof, the email marketing and the SMTP stuff. That's it.
5 minutes. Very nice.
So the technology not working is part of getting our ass kicked in San Francisco. That's all part of the same business plan.
You're not alone. Okay, so I'm going to walk around with the microphone. So raise your hands high if you have any questions. In the back there, is that a hand up or are you just waving goodbye? Yeah?
Can you give us an idea of your business metrics so far, what your traction is, who's using it, why are they using it, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sure. So the company has been around for several years. We have about 4,500 customers and adding about 200 a month. And most of them are in Europe right now. So in the US, we just started. We came here about a year ago or so. And we're in the hundreds of customers, not thousands yet. But there's definitely, what we see is the marketing automation piece. So there's a big trend from email marketing going into marketing automation, or at least the two at the same time. And so typically when you get into marketing automation features, you normally, or at least until recently, you needed a platform that cost a whole lot more. And our pricing is totally comparable to, for example, MailChimp. So that's where we see a lot of interest. For example, re-engagement campaigns. Even if you don't do any e-commerce, nothing, you're just doing some regular email stuff, typically your open rate is 20, 30, 35%, which means that about 70% of your list is idle. And what are you going to do about it? So you have to have the tools to re-engage these people. And so you can do automated re-engagement campaigns, for example, with MailUp, which goes into kind of the marketing automation area. Hopefully that answers a little bit.
I apologize if you already answered this, but you mentioned that a lot of people are upgrading from MailChimp and other providers. Do you guys have a freemium model, or is it paid for across the board?
No. Well, first of all, we're out of Italy. We barely even know what freemium means. But no, the truth is we don't. We really don't want to compete with MailChimp. We believe they're fantastic. They do a fabulous job at what they do. MailUp starts at $45 a month, which is pretty darn inexpensive. But typically, our customer spends from a few $100s to a few $1,000s a month, and which is a lot less than you would spend with some of the big providers, from Marketo to ExactTarget to you name it.
What sort of analytics do you provide for evaluating the campaigns? Like
tons of statistics. I'm not even going to attempt to load the statistics page, but there's tons of statistics, and we do some creative stuff. For example, in the SMTP relay portion of it, so sending transactional emails, we give you information down to the user level. So if you're sending transactional emails from your app, you can actually figure out who opened and who clicked. And in terms of email campaigns, standard email campaigns, all kinds of stuff that you would find in a lot of platforms. One thing that we do that's kind of neat, that's different, is what we call aggregate reports, which allows you to pull a bunch of campaigns and put them together. For example, Q1. I want to know what I did in Q1 for my email marketing. So you pick all your Q1 campaigns, you put them together into one report, and it gives you obviously all the averages for that period, and it also breaks it down for the individual campaigns that you sent out.
I'm back here, folks. Anybody back here with a question? I will shoot one to Massimo. You guys have been around a little while. You have offices. Are you technically, are you based here in the Valley, or are you technically based elsewhere? Or?
Yeah, no, engineers are a whole lot cheaper in Italy. So most of our engineers are in Italy, and actually we have 2 offices in Italy. MailUp has about 80 people on staff, and so most of the engineers are in a little town 1 hour south of Milan called Cremona, where you still have lunch with the white cloth table, and you do it the right way. So yeah.
Are you hiring engineers to move to Italy?
What's that?
Are you hiring engineers to move to Italy?
I don't know if they move, because unfortunately for them, those engineers really don't make that much money. Italy is kind of in a tough spot right now, and we don't want too many people to know that. Actually, it is interesting. Italy is becoming more and more of a kind of an outsourcing country. It's crazy, but we're seeing a trend that way.
Very interesting. And are you hiring anybody here in the States, maybe?
We are right now. We are expanding our office, so certainly get in touch with us if you're interested, and if you want to see the demo that you didn't see tonight, we'll be happy to give it to you. All right.
Right on. MailUp, Massimo. Nice work.